All right. I am back. It has been 8 weeks. I think it's been 8 weeks, maybe 9 weeks post VA. So it's your girl, Tynesia Evans. I am a functional nutritionist. I am venturing out of corporate America. I was formerly with the VA. I guess technically I'm still with the VA. I am on administrative leave right now, and I am just kind of paving and making my own way with what I would like to do with this, part of my life experience. So I have a couple notes here so I can update y'all. It has been incredibly challenging in the best and worst of ways. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. I don't have a lot of views yet right now, but this was something that was incredibly important to me because I wanted to document my own journey. I want to encourage myself. And I also wanted to be able to encourage others. This shit is scary. But I knew that I could not go back to what I came from. And the just like the quote, the famous quote, I probably should look it up, but the it came, the moment came, it's something about the moment came where it was more brave. I gotta find it. I'll find it. So I'm gonna look it up so I don't misquote it because it's a beautiful quote. So I had to step out, and I knew that it was time, and I could not go back to all of the trauma and experience that I was having with my former employer. And it was time. Oh, I just knew that it was time. I get so excited and anxious about this part because it's hard to explain to someone who is operating out of fear or maybe have not had the same experience as you, also that are not feeling the same pulling or calling as you are. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain when the answer is no, I don't think I'm supposed to go back to that. Oh, okay. Well, what are you going to do? I don't really know, but I know I'm not supposed to do that. That is a hard concept to explain. And it takes a special kind of person, and it takes a special believers. And I don't necessarily mean religion. I am team relationship over religion. Religion is beautiful though, so please don't be offended. That's not my intention here. All are welcome. I want to speak some real shit to your soul. And when you know that it's time, being able to move, I'm starting to get. So my specialty is trauma. My ACE score is a 10. Um, and I've probably experienced there's so many experiences of trauma that I continue to go through and I'm continuing to heal from and offload. But one of the most significant responses or trauma responses that we have as adult survivors of trauma, and is particularly as Black women, is that we don't trust our decisions. Um, how could you possibly, when your primary relationships were supposed to be trusted experiences and it was proven repetitiously that you could not trust this environment? And even when you made an opportunity, even when you chose to reset every single day, it's almost like, and for some of us, there was so much abuse, mistreatment, trauma, uncertainty. It was minute by minute trying to reset and still getting these negative responses. And so that can be very scary. So something as simple as, should I leave now or should I leave later? Or if I leave right now, am I actually going to get there on time or would I get there too early? Like that kind of stuff for a person who has experienced some pretty severe trauma can be very overwhelming. So trusting in decision making, especially big decisions that some people think aren't really big decisions, like some of these adults who've been doing it for a while, it's no big deal for them to make a decision and mess up and learn from it. So, what I have learned, especially in this past 8, 9 weeks or so, is that I get to fuck this up and I also get to get it right. I get to use every crayon in the box and I get to make it up as I go along and I get to try to get all the knowledge and I get to throw that all out of the table, but out of the box. And I also get to just figure it out. I get to trust my spirit and I get to follow the flow of my feelings and experience what that means and feels like for me, and know that I am divinely protected, and not only protected but respected. I am a divine creation and I am respected as such by my creator. So that means I can get into some shit. I can get into some dumb shit. And I can also be graced and healed and removed out of that experience and covered, even while I'm making these choices that are misaligned. And I want to be grateful for that. And I also want to lean into that and experience that. So, so February 22nd, these past 8 weeks, 9 weeks have felt like that amount of years of growth. I feel like I am constantly changing into a different version of myself. It doesn't feel like, so one of my belief systems is that the person, when you pray for something or desire something or try to manifest something in your future, the person who receives that experience, that desire, is not the same person who prayed it. So, or requested it or manifested it, whatever you say. For me, it's prayer. For me, it's God. So when I ask God for these things, when I ask God for these experiences, I have to go through the process of becoming the person who can hold, experience, survive what I requested, what I asked for. In 2024, I got every single thing I had the audacity to believe, every single thing. And it almost fucking killed me because there were so many versions of me that I had to cycle through very, very quickly in order to be able to hold, house, appreciate, create equity with. There were so many versions of me that I had to go through. And there were also so many versions of me that I had to grieve, lose, pull off, resist, untie, cut, tether, untether, all of that. I had to do all of these things within a few short months. And I promise you, I almost died. I feel like I almost died. And the truth of the matter is, I did. I died in so many areas and so many experiences of who I was supposed to be or who I thought I was supposed to be and the person that I used to be. A lot of things that came up were beautiful and stunning, and a lot of things were excruciatingly painful, but also excruciatingly beautiful. So I'm doing my best to still recover from that because it was stressful as fuck. Um, so leaving wasn't just for me, leaving wasn't just about leaving a job, it was about creating more alignment in my life. It was about choosing my truth and what I was feeling over the tradition of having a job or working at a certain place or um, comporting myself in a certain way or hiding behind, whatever. And it was so much of that there were times where I had so many questions about who I actually was or who I could be outside of continuing to do this experience over and over. I've been working since I was 16. I was also unhoused at 16. So it always became literally working myself into the ground. Several jobs, trying to get through school, trying to recapture time, trying to prove them wrong, trying to make a way in life for myself, trying to be public facing one way, and then privately I was falling and breaking apart. It was so hard. So for me, it was about honoring my health, what my ancestors have sacrificed for me to be able to experience my calling, the things that are calling to me, the things that are calling from me, and the generations that will come after me, and the legacy that I want to leave into this world, leave as a part of this world. So it was just, I refused to stay in an environment that no longer reflected my growth or who I was and am as a person, and all the things that I have worked so hard to contain and be able to pour into and pour onto. There were points where I was in sessions with my patients and the time was going over, or I was feeling bad because now I'm speaking life back into them or helping them to get out of spaces where they felt stuck. And I was feeling the same way. So it was almost like I was speaking to myself through them. And it just did not feel, it just didn't feel, it just wasn't in alignment anymore. So the first few weeks after resigning was raw. I shared a few videos about that, and I was trying to figure out how and what and who I was without having this traumatic experience every single day, because it felt like re traumatization every single day. So I did a lot of, I, I had to sleep. I had to sleep a lot of that trauma off. So it was really, really difficult for me. A lot of chronic fatigue, which is a normal response of the body when you get out of a traumatic situation. So I knew exactly what was going on. I'm a functional nutritionist. I specialize in trauma and the healing process. So I absolutely understood what was going on in my body. But the level that I had to reset, rest myself, lay down, the mornings where I couldn't even get out of bed, I had no idea how much trauma I was putting myself under every single day. I mean, I felt it, I knew it, I kind of suspected it, but it was so incredibly different. And it just made me feel, I felt really bad. I felt really bad for having allowed it to go on for so long, but I had to be gentle with myself. I get to be gentle with myself. So processing through that, allowing it to cycle out of me was amazing. There were days of crying, there were days of extreme relief, and then there were some days where I was trying to figure out what the fuck did I just do and how am I going to resolve this and let me find another job stat. And that is absolutely not what I wanted to do or want to do. But it was just so scary, and it still feels very scary sometimes. Um, but I constantly have to realign and reset myself and make these videos so that I can continue to remind myself. I have listened to a few of my older videos, and even the person that I was then is not the person that I am now. It's just amazing to me the way that I have allowed myself to grow and progress and fly and take flight over and over again. I'm very, very proud of myself. It's fucking scary though. Weeks 4 and 5, I felt like I finally was feeling and catching my stride. I was enjoying my life. I was traveling and doing a whole bunch of things that I'd wanted to do. And initially, I thought that I was going to be a part of like escaping this world. Like that was the initial plan. I was like, oh, well, let me just get up out of here as quickly as I can. Let me just go ahead and find me a little island of some sort and just figure out how to live off the land. And as good as that feels, because that is one of my ultimate goals, it doesn't feel like it's time to do that, which was devastating and disappointing because it felt like I don't feel like I'm at that point yet. I feel like there's still so many things for me to do. There's so many connections that I need to have, proximal connections. Um, as well as virtual connections. And there's still work for me to be doing and service and support for me to be providing. So that's where I am now. It still feels very, very weird. I still want to run all of the time, but I literally have nowhere to run. So I purchased a duplex in New Orleans and I got there and it just didn't feel, the connectivity wasn't there for me. So I know that that wasn't my primary place to live. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do that and to become a landlord and change my net worth and improve and increase someone else's life. But I just knew when I was in those spaces, especially in the extreme amount of trauma that I'd been experiencing, that that wasn't where I was supposed to be. It just never felt right. I also am a beach girl. I need the water. I need the beach. So I'm actually looking at some property in Galveston right now because of the historical significance for African Americans, as well as um, just kind of feeling like I can have my own little corner, my own little chair, and allow myself to be inspired and empowered by that experience. I have been in California since I was 6, and I love every minute of it. And I do not want to leave, and I most likely will not be leaving. But I love having other places to go that I can stay and reset and realign and all of those wonderful things. And I feel like in this phase, that's kind of what I've been doing and am doing. So I feel like that's a part of what I'm building and choosing to build and create in my life. So I'm starting to feel energized again, but I'm extremely anxious. It's been very, very challenging just because all of this is new. I was surviving. I wasn't strategizing for a very long time. I was wishing and hoping and praying and demanding and crying. And just, it was just this cycle of so much. It just wasn't good. So, learning to restructure my daily habits has been a bit of a challenge, but it's feeling amazing. Revisiting my entrepreneurial visions, and now with fresh eyes. So, I'm relaunching all of my courses. That has been overwhelming because while I'm excited to do it, I am exhausted sometimes with the weight and density of what I desire to leave in this world, create in this world, build in this world, what I desire to partner and commune with in regards to the communities I desire to serve. And even the people that I thought I was going to be connected to, that's been really challenging because it's been a challenge to connect with them. But I believe it highlights for me that I don't need that, that I can create for myself with God. And maybe it's not supposed to happen that way. And maybe I'm putting too much energy and trying to laterally connect when I can just put the information out and then welcome the connections that will come from either people seeing me or me beginning to see others. So that's feeling scary, but really good. Setting firmer boundaries with my energy and my time, and also my goodness. I'm an amazing friend. I'm an amazing fucking friend and sister and auntie and cousin. And people get all of the best from me. But there are also boundaries and um, things that we deserve, things that you know that you deserve. So the steepest lesson that I've learned recently is I understand that you don't get you from other people necessarily, but I do respect those who choose reciprocity because you cannot enjoy all of the goodness that I provide for you. And then when it's time to reciprocate, your only response is, I didn't ask you to do that. Or, well, I'm not going to provide, whatever you need back the way you provided to me. So that's been a bit challenging because no, you're absolutely right. But there is reciprocity. There just is. And that's all I'm going to say on that because we're all adults. And then also saying yes to things, even when it's scary, and not allowing fear to paralyze me. So, feeling the fear and then still choosing to move forward or still move into action has been really challenging, but I'm doing my best. It's just really scary. So, I feel sometimes I feel really, really clear. And then sometimes I feel really, really scared. Today was a very, very scary day. And I'm doing my best to stay focused and stay in action on those days. Opportunities were flowing, and then it seemed like things were happening to the people who were providing the opportunities for me, which led me to believe that maybe it wasn't supposed to come from that channel, from that person. And it has challenged me to still remain steadfast in my action and my plans, even though my connections were faltering or not producing. That is, and has been very scary. I do have a few clients right now, and I'm so grateful for that. It's been a little while since I've had clients to work with, so the passion is still there. I still love teaching and supporting my clients through supporting and healing their bodies. So I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. It's just the trickles and the sprinkles are giving me pause often, but I'm still structuring my course, and that will be completed, and then I will have more opportunity to connect. So I've learned that releasing something as heavy as that traumatic experience that I was having every single day was such a relief, but it also created more trauma because I was going against all that I had been taught to do to conform. Conformity has always been very, very challenging for me, but conformity has been lucrative, right? Because I still get a job and I can conform for 8 hours a day and then come home and decompress. But it was damaging my spirit. Yeah, it was damaging my spirit and it was heavy in my spirit. So I'm learning who I am without a title that's given by man. I'm learning who I am in regards to the impact of the legacy that I desire to inspire and create for others. I want to be powerful and impactful for myself first, but also for those around me and those who will watch this video. I want you to know that you are divinely favored. You absolutely are in everything that you do. You get to have everything you want, everything, not just anything, everything you want, and the best of everything. People often, in the past, I should say, and oftentimes it comes up, get so offended with me because I just expect the best. If there's reserved seating, I feel like, oh, that must be for me. Not because I'm being an asshole, but because I deserve the best. We all do. Just like I also believe that everyone deserves to be spoiled. Absolutely. Like we were literally created in a hug, right? Inside of our mother, inside of our parents. So we were created in a hug. That means we deserve the warmth and comfort and the tightness of a hug and all of that beauty and delicious. I want all of that all the time. And we deserve it. And I think that it's important that we know that we deserve that type of experience every single day and that we try our best to create that for one another because, human things happen. Um, but I want you to know that. And I want you to lean into that thing that is scary and begin to kind of pull away from the things that just don't feel good. And for me, going into a role every single day where I was being mistreated just did not feel good. And it made it so difficult for me to focus on anything else. So I'm grateful to be able to do that. Also, I don't feel like I'm just within a system. I feel like I'm creating systems and creating ecosystems of healing and connection and support. Please join my healing community, the T Spot. I'm amidst a change yet again, so that will be coming soon. But I'm very excited to continue to grow that part of my brand. I am finally seeking an editor for my book that I've written. I'm really nervous, but I'm very excited about it. I'm going to do that this week. I said that 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to be held highly accountable for all who watch this video. If you watch this video and you get this far, ask me if I did what I was supposed to do in regards to my book. Make sure I did it. So I should have it edited. I should have hired someone to edit it, and I should be working on publishing. Ask me, and I have to answer. I will commit to answering truthfully because that book needs to get out. So I don't want to just help people survive their trauma. I want to help you heal your trauma. I want to help you choose something different. I want to help you highlight, explore, experience the gifts of your trauma because I truly believe that there are gifts that you receive from trauma. Overthinking is a gift. You are able to consider from so many different angles. And once it's healed, it becomes a gift. But before that, yes, it can be plaguing and overwhelming and sad and horrifying. But often it allows you the opportunity to consider from so many different angles and so many different dimensions. That is a gift of trauma. It really is. And unfortunately, it doesn't go away. Hypervigilance allows you the opportunity to also consider from so many different angles and so many different experiences. These things shouldn't be debilitating, though. They should be utilized as a gift of your experience of trauma. Inflammation in the body happens as a result of trauma. Inflammation is actually supposed to be healing first. It is supposed to be a highlight for you to heal. So, the process of having an experience where you are receiving a gift of trauma from an inflammatory response or inflammatory marker is supposed to usher you into healing. That's what's supposed to happen. And it's supposed to be involuntary. It's supposed to be a part of the process. However, when we get into certain levels of trauma, we have to choose to engage in the process of healing ourselves. That part is challenging. That's the hard part. But that's what I'm here for. I'm committed to doing it for you, committed to doing it for me. But I also want to help you learn the same. And I hope you feel inspired to do the same as I'm doing it, as I'm trying it out right in front of your eyes. So I plan to next. I plan to continue to build and grow, um, to keep highlighting you on this journey that I am and these experiences. Still nervous. I am hopefully gearing up. Okay, nope, not hopefully. I am gearing up for some amazing launches. I'm very excited. I'm calling in some collaborations and new spaces for healing and empowerment, and for me to share a lot more about my passion, of course, my book. And I really want to help inspire restoring our souls and our belief systems, bringing visions to life without apology and without feeling exhausted and without being delayed or feeling delayed. And then taking an opportunity when it comes up and knowing that that blessing was for you, even if it felt awkward. I know that you guys are probably, well, not all of you. Some of you might complain that this video is super gritty. I know I didn't get up and turn the light on. I was inspired to do this, so I wanted to share. I hope you can hear my heart and hear my words, and I hope it inspires you. So if you are already on this journey, please keep walking. Please continue in the direction that feels best for you, feels right for you, that feels good for you, that feels inspired for you. But please don't miss out on the opportunity to impress and overwhelm and rescue yourself. Don't take that away from you. You deserve that. And feel every delicious moment of that. And continue to do it. Continue to do it. Keep stepping in that direction. So if you're taking flight, keep taking flight. And then take flight again. And take flight again. So I think that's it for me. I don't know when my next video is going to be. I am going to do my best to be more consistent with this. I just really got overwhelmed these past 9 weeks. I think it's been 9 weeks. I can't remember, y'all. But I think it's been 9 for sure, because 7 weeks I was at Black on the Block. That's a whole nother story, y'all, because I didn't even go in. And I think that was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So I think it's been 9 weeks. That was exactly 7 weeks ago. So I think it's been 9 weeks. Oh, thank y'all so much for listening. If you got this far, we got this. You got this. I got this. God got us, and we're gonna be all right. And I will see you in the next video and at the next level.